How are you?
I'm all right by God's grace. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Father, once again, we thank you for your grace. We thank you for your mercies. We thank you, God, that thou hast wake us up this morning, that we can be able to experience a new day. We thank you for the rising of the sun, and the going down will be the same. We thank you, God, for favors upon our lives. And as we wake to see a brand new day, we are very grateful for it. And Father, this morning, as every Thursday's agriculture morning, we thank you, God, for each and every one of us that participate, oh God, into that program. Father, as I bring that program before you, oh God, I bring all the agricultural workers and all those, oh God, who already left the homes to go to the different part of Grenada to work, to bring food or to put food on our table, oh God. And as they are about to climb the hills, or even go through the plains, across the rivers, across the streams, we ask you, God, to protect them. We ask you, God, to bless the family as they leave to go. We ask you, God, to protect the wives, to protect the children. Some of them goes to school while the farmers go to work. We ask you, God, to protect them and the buses in which they are traveling. Father, we bring, oh God, this morning those that will be doing the program, oh God, BJ and all the rest of them. We ask you, God, to give them the knowledge, the wisdom, and the understanding. We ask, I bring all the listeners, oh God, of Real FM before you, oh God, here, international, even the diaspora. We bring them all before you, oh God. Father, we ask you, God, to protect every piece of equipment on that radio station and let no weapon form against the station prosper. We ask you, God, to let the program be successful this morning as in other mornings, oh God. Let everybody listen and be educated, oh God. Father, even bring the fishermen before you. They are part of agriculture. As many of them leave this morning, oh God, to face the ocean, I'm asking you, God, to let the boat function well, oh God. Watch over them, oh God. Father, protect them. And as they go to get the morning catch, I'm asking you to bring them back safe. So bless this agriculture program this morning, oh God. Bless each and every one. I bring clear before you that you touch her from the crown of her head unto the sole of her feet. Management and staff and listeners, I bring all of them before you. You bless them in Jesus' name. Amen and amen.
Amen to you.
Have a good morning, Clay.
You too, and have yourself a great day.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Great. Nice day.
Everybody want to sit down in computer. Agriculture, and they forget agriculture. Everybody want to sit down in computer. You could live with a toast, and they forget agriculture. Everybody want to sit down in computer. Till you just know, my brothers, all you read them computers. Oh yes. All right. Agriculture. Number one. Number one. Number one. Yes, the number one. Agriculture. Oh yes. Number one, number one, number one, yes, the number one, agriculture, number one.
Gittins Home and Garden Center, your main pillar for agricultural supplies in Grenada. We supply fertilizers, herbicides, seedlings and nursery supplies, diesel water pumps, walk-behind tillers, organic and environmentally friendly agricultural inputs. We're serving you from 2 locations at Birch Grove and booth 34 at the Vendors Market in Grenville. Cost-effective agricultural solutions for all your needs. Visit Gittins Home and Garden Center for the best in everything agriculture. Call us on 409-2175 or 438-4337. Gittins Home and Garden Center, from your farm to your backyard.
It is said, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. Therefore,
the authenticity of the beverage can only be acquired in the taste. A taste which is original to Antoine de Beauregard Industries and comes from a combination of spices and local rum, which can hold its own all over the world. Woodman, a strength which speaks for itself. A taste which stands out from the rest, bottled with care, which speaks to perfection. Try Woodman today and be stunned by a flavor as never before. Let your palate savor that which is produced locally. Do not be deterred by substandard products. Our taste speaks volumes and sets us apart from the competition. You will be satisfied with every sip of our product. Say rum, say Woodman, feel satisfaction. Now that's quality.
Yes, agriculture is the number one. Number one, yes, the number one. Oh yes, the number one. It's the number one. Why you disown agriculture? I'm talking to the youths of this nation and those wicked politicians, like they want to structure the plan. Well, from the to the revolution, agriculture was on top. Man jacked this and didn't do too bad. After that, you know the whole thing flop. Why? Everybody want to sit down in computer, and they forget agriculture. Oh yes, everybody want to sit down in computer, agriculture, and they forget agriculture. And they forget agriculture. Just now, oh my God. Lord. We used to ship 20 hectares. We used to use up all the food that we had. When we could do nutmeg and banana was at the highest level. And continue. Oh gosh, why everybody want to sit down in computer? Sit down in computer. You could live without goals and they forget agriculture. Everybody want to sit down in computer. I tell you just now, my brothers, all you go with them computers. Lord, Lord, Lord.
Drugs and vitamin soaps, antifungal and antibacterial, all at affordable prices. Visit St. Patrick's Pharmacy today at its new location. Hey, yes, a new location on Lib Street, apartment number 4 at the
Ozone really gets it clean. Get with the Ozone for your semi or fully automatic washing machines. Yeah, disinfecting cleaner. It's the most powerful disinfectant and cleaner with a long-lasting fresh scent. Tackles every job around the house or office. Ozone detergent powder and ultra soft fabric softener gets your clothes clean with a natural freshness, keeps your colors bright. Choose from the wonderful scents soft flower, ocean breeze, and the new aloe vera. Keep your kitchen sparkling clean with the Ozone dishwashing liquid, Ozone sponges and cleaning cloth. Ozone toilet bowl cleaner removes large scent. Ozone really gets it clean. Marketed and distributed by Calico, Frequente St. George's, and are available at shops and supermarkets nationwide.
Do you know, when you play the games of the National Lotteries Authority, you are supporting sports, culture, and nation building in Grenada, Carriacou, and Pitimaknik?
Hi, I am Junior Murray, cricket coach, sports enthusiast, and a former West Indies cricketer. I endorse the games of the NLA 100%. For the past 40 years, the NLA for schools and clubs, and for athletes to participate in overseas tournaments such as the Carifta Games and regional cricket tournaments. Additionally, they made it possible for you, the public, to view local, regional, and international tournaments from the comfort of your homes. For those reasons, I play the game of the NLA. Even if I do not win, I know Grenada always wins.
Yes, when you play all the games, the NLA in turn supports sports, culture, and nation-building activities throughout the Tri-Island state.
Why pay full price for your mobile when you can pay half? Just bundle your home internet and mobile services with Glow and save 50% on your mobile bill. That's money in your pocket.
all over the world you go. Agriculture is number one. The soil is so rich and pure, but the youths cannot understand. Well, all the education you have, man, still can't ignore the soil. Everybody want to work in office, and I know the reason why. Yes, man, everybody want to sit down in computer, and they forget agriculture. Oh yes, everybody want to sit down in computer, agriculture, and they forget agriculture. Everybody want to sit down in computer. You could live without clothes, and they forget agriculture. Everybody want to sit down in computer. Tell you just now, my brothers, all you go with them computers. Oh yes. All right. Agriculture, number one, number one, number one, yes, the number.
Again, it is Agriculture Thursday. I think I'm expecting BJ to come in at around 8 o'clock. So I'll be here by myself for a minute. Now, you will be able to check and see what's going on. You won't be seeing any cameras this morning because we're having issues with them, but you will be able to make your comments and everything still until one of the guys that knows all about it comes in and see what can be done. But right now, it is 19 minutes after the hour, 7 o'clock. I'm not hearing from jump seekers yet, so what I'll do, I'll wait for a minute and then see if we can go to the Maurice Bishop International Airport to see what we have in store for the weather this morning, unless Drumstick calls pretty soon.
Supplements, essential oils such as lavender, peppermint, eucalyptus, and St. Patrick's Pharmacy. St. Patrick's Pharmacy. Looking for a wide variety of prescription drugs and over-the-counter medication? Check out St. Patrick's Pharmacy. Feeling weak and want a boost? Check out St. Patrick's Pharmacy for all your vitamin and mineral supplements. Essential oils such as lavender, peppermint, eucalyptus, and much more. Medicated soaps, antifungal and antibacterial, all at affordable prices. Visit St. Patrick's Pharmacy today at its new location. Yes, a new location on Lip Street, apartment number 4 at the Ford Building. We are open Monday to Friday from 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call us today on 414-1954 or 442-0204. St. Patrick's Pharmacy, where quality medication costs less.
Gittins Home and Garden Center, your main pillar for agricultural supplies in Grenada. We supply fertilizers, herbicides, seedlings and nursery supplies, diesel water pumps, walk-behind tillers, organic and environmentally friendly agricultural inputs. We're serving you from 2 locations at Birch Grove and booth 34 at the Vendors Market in Grenville. Cost-effective agricultural solutions for all your needs. Visit Gittins Home and Garden Center for the best in everything agriculture. Call us on 409-2175 or 438-4337. Gittins Home and Garden Center, from your farm to your backyard.
It is said, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. Therefore, the authenticity of the beverage can only be acquired in the taste. A taste which is original to Antoine de Beauregard Industries and comes from a combination of spices and local rum, which can hold its own all over the world. Woodman, a strength which speaks for itself. A taste which stands out from the rest, bottled with care, which speaks to perfection. Try Woodman today and be stunned by a flavor
flavor as never before. Let your palate savor that which is produced locally. Do not be deterred by substandard products. Our taste speaks volumes and sets us apart from the competition. You will be satisfied with every sip of our product. Say rum, say Woodman, feel satisfaction. Now that's quality.
Yes, agriculture is the number one. Number one, yes, the number one. Oh yes, the number one. It's the number one. Why you disown agriculture? I'm talking to the youths of this nation and those wicked politicians, like they want to structure the plan. Well, from here to the revolution, agriculture was on top. Man Jack this and didn't do too bad. After that, you know the old thing flop. Why everybody want to sit down in computer and they forget agriculture. Oh yes, everybody want to sit down in computer, agriculture, and they forget agriculture. Oh yes, everybody want to sit down in computer. You could live without clothes and they forget agriculture. Everybody want to sit down in computer. I tell you just now, my brothers, all you go with them computers. We used to ship 20 hectares all the way down to Trinidad during the revolution. We used to use up all the fruits that we had. Well, the cocoa, nutmeg and banana was at the highest level. Now the youth them don't want to take over from the elders and continue. Oh, that's why everybody want to sit down in computer and they forget agriculture. Oh yes, everybody want to sit down in computer, agriculture, and they forget agriculture. Oh yes, everybody want to sit down in computer. You could live without clothes and they forget agriculture. Everybody want to sit down in computer. I tell you just now, my brothers, all you go with them computers. Lord, Lord, Lord. All over the world you go, agriculture is number one. We soil is so rich and pure, but the youth cannot understand. Well, all education you have, man, still can ignore the soil. Everybody want to work in office, and I know the reason why. Yes, man, everybody want to sit down in computer, and they forget agriculture. Oh yes, everybody want to sit down in computer, agriculture, and they forget agriculture. Everybody want to sit down in computer. You could live without clothes and they forget agriculture. Everybody want to sit down in computer. Tell you just now, my brothers, all you go with them computers. Oh yes. All right. Agriculture number one, number one, number one, yes, the number one, agriculture. Number one, number one, number one.
Gittins Home and Garden Center, your main pillar for agricultural supplies in Grenada. We supply fertilizers, herbicides, seedlings and nursery supplies, diesel water pumps, walk-behind tillers, organic and environmentally friendly agricultural inputs. We're serving you from 2 locations at Birch Grove and booth 34 at the Vendors Market in Grenville. Cost-effective agricultural solutions for all your needs. Visit Gittins Home and Garden Center for the best in everything agriculture. Call us on 409-2175 or 438-4337. Gittins Home and Garden Center, from your farm to your backyard.
It is said, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. Therefore, the authenticity of the beverage can only be acquired in the taste. A taste which is original to Antoine de Beauregard Industries and comes from a combination of spices and local rum, which can hold its own all over the world. Woodman, a strength which speaks for itself. A taste which stands out from the rest, bottled with care, which speaks to perfection. Try Woodman today and be stunned by a flavor as never before. Let your palate savor that which is produced locally. Do not be deterred by substandard products. Our taste speaks volumes and sets us apart from the competition. You will be satisfied with every sip of our product. Say rum, say Woodman, feel satisfaction. Now that's quality.
Yes, agriculture is the number one. Number one, yes, the number one. Oh yes, the number one. It's the number one. Why you disown agriculture? I'm talking to the youths of this nation and those wicked politicians, like they want to structure the plan. Well, from here to the revolution, agriculture was on top. Man Jack and didn't do too bad. After that, you know the whole thing flop. Why? Everybody want to sit down in computer, and they forget agriculture. Oh yes, everybody want to sit down in computer. Agriculture.
And we are back. Is that Drumsticks? Are you on the line?
Yes, I will.
Thank you so much. Go ahead, please.
Good morning to you. Good morning to the nation. I'm reading from the Word of God, Psalm 98. Oh, sing unto the Lord a new song, for he has done marvelous things. His right hand and his holy arms had gotten him the victory. The Lord had made known his salvation and his righteousness. Openly showed in the sight of the hidden. He had remembered his mercy and his truth towards the house of Israel. All the ends of the earth have seen the salvation of our God. Make a joyful noise unto the Lord, all the earth. Make a loud noise and rejoice and sing praises. Sing unto the Lord with a harp and the voice of the psalms. This is the end of the scripture reading.
Thank you very much, and thank you for your patience, and have yourself a great day.
You too, have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Yes, agriculture is the number one.
And now I'm going to head to the Maurice Bishop International Airport to see if we have anyone that can give us the weather.
It's the number one. Why you disown agriculture? I'm talking to the youths of this nation and those wicked politicians, like they want to structure the plan. Well, from the revolution, agriculture was on top. Manja.
And we do have Tricia Miller from the Maurice Bishop International Airport to tell us what the weather is like today. Good morning to you, Tricia.
Good morning to you. Good morning to listeners of Real FM. It's a partly cloudy morning here at the airport with some adjacent showers. Winds are calm. Barometric pressure 11.4 millibars, which is below the mean, but it's rising. Present temperature 27.5 degrees Celsius. Relative humidity 89%. Yesterday's maximum temperature was 31.9 degrees Celsius, and the minimum temperature last night was 27.5 degrees Celsius. No rainfall was recorded here at DMBIA over the past 24 hours, hence the total for the month remains at 0. Now the public forecast valid for today and tonight for Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. The weather is expected to be cloudy to overcast with moderate to heavy showers and lightning and thunder. There's a medium chance of flash flood. Winds east, northeasterly to southeasterly at 14 to 24 miles per hour, gusting higher with showers. Today's maximum temperature is expected to get up to 30.5 degrees Celsius. Seas moderate, waves 5 to 7 feet in open waters. Tides will be high around 8 a.m. and low about 2 p.m. Sunset this evening at 5:55. Sunrise tomorrow morning at 5:56. So just to recap, the weather is expected to be cloudy to overcast with moderate to heavy showers and lightning and thunder. From the Met Office, Tricia Miller.
Thank you so much, Tricia, and have yourself a great day.
Thank
you. Bye-bye.
And never forget agriculture. Oh yes, everybody want to sit down in computer. You could live with a go.
It is time for me to say good morning to every one of you who checked in on the live. Good morning to you, McSween Belfon. Christine Otley, good morning. Faithlyn Holly Douglas, good morning. Earl Bonaparte, Evan Roberts, Claude Abraham, Anne-Marie Celestin Grant, Jerome Lewis, Pearl Charles, Deborah Laborde, Alban Harris, Veronica, Michelle Alexander, Gemma Warwood, Baby Daddy, Joycelyn Francois, Charlize Carrot, Raul Lewis, Carl Belfon, Stephanie Alexander, Norma Ray. Thank you all for checking, and thank you for your patience this morning. We are having a bit of a technical problem here, and I got Gates, or the Igwe as you call him, to fix it from his home. So I'm telling you, technology is doing its thing at its best. So I think we are back, and as I said, it is Agriculture Thursday. Andre is off island, so I'm checking in for him today. Next week, he might be able to do it from wherever he is at. BJ should be in around 8 o'clock. So in the meantime, I'll just do the agriculture thing, the song, do some ads. If you want to call and talk about something plant that you want BJ to talk about this morning, you can send it in. I'll write it down and then ask BJ to talk about it when he comes. All for now, just sit here and enjoy DC Ranks saying everyone wants to be sitting there in agriculture.
Yes, agriculture is the number one. Number one, yes, the number one. Oh yes, the number one. It's the number one. Why you disown agriculture? I'm talking to the youths of this nation and those wicked politicians, like they want to structure the plan. Well, from to the revolution.
Gittins Home and Garden Center, your main pillar for agricultural supplies in Grenada. We supply fertilizers, herbicides, seedlings and nursery supplies, diesel water pumps, walk behind tillers, organic and environmentally friendly agricultural inputs. We're serving you from 2 locations at Birch Grove and booth 34 at the Vendors Market in Grenville. Cost-effective agricultural solutions for all your needs. Visit Gittins Home and Garden Center for the best in everything agriculture. Call us on 409-2175 or 438-4337. Gittins Home and Garden Center, from your farm to your backyard.
It is said, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. Therefore, the authenticity of the beverage can only be acquired in the taste. A taste which is original to Antoine de Beauregard Industries and comes from a combination of spices and local rum, which can hold its own all over the world. Woodman, a strength which speaks for itself. A taste which stands out from the rest, bottled with care, which speaks to perfection. Try Woodman today and be stunned by a flavor as never before. Let your palate savor that which is produced locally. Do not be deterred by substandard products. Our taste speaks volumes and sets us apart from the competition. You will be satisfied with every sip of our product. Say rum, say Woodman, feel satisfaction. Now that's quality.
M&M Hardware Limited, Hope St. Andrew and Dusty Highway, St. George. Shop conveniently for all your building materials, including plumbing, electrical, lumber, cement, steel, and much more. We manufacture roofing sheets available in 11 colors, aluminum windows, doors, insect screens, and hurricane shutters. Installation services are available for all our manufactured products. Our opening hours are Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. M&M Hardware Limited. Come on in and experience our affordable prices, or call us 444-6757 or 440-6757 Dusty Highway. Email us at info@mahonhardware.com or mnmdusty@mahonhardware.com. M&M Hardware, foundation to roof. Let's build together.
Why pay full price for your mobile when you can pay half? Just bundle your home internet and mobile services with Glow and save 50% on your mobile bill. That's money in your pocket every month. Plus, now you get free YouTube and WhatsApp data. And you can share your plan with up to 3 other numbers. Upgrade now and get a free smartphone. Switch and keep your number. Learn more at discoverflow.co.
Do you know, when you play the games of the National Lotteries Authority, you are supporting sports, culture, and nation building in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit-Martinique?
Hi, I am Junior Murray, cricket coach, sports enthusiast, and a former West Indies cricketer. I endorse the games of the NLA 100%. For the past 40 years, the NLA has been funding many sporting activities, including competition for schools and clubs, and for athletes to participate in overseas tournaments such as the Carifta Games and regional cricket tournaments. Additionally, they made it possible for you, the public, to view local, regional, and international tournaments from the comfort of your homes. For those reasons, I play the game of the NLA. Even if I do not win, I know Grenada always wins.
Yes, when you play all the games, the NLA in turn supports sports, culture, and nation-building activities throughout the Tri-Island state.
Grenlec extends a warm invitation to all community groups, nonprofits, and other eligible organizations in Grenada. Join us for an expert-led workshop series designed to help you unlock your project's potential while mastering persuasive proposal writing and fostering innovation. Choose your date. Workshops will be held on October 17th in St. Andrew and October 20th in St. George. Don't miss out. Register your interest today by calling 449-3630.
Yes, agriculture is the number one. Number one, yes, the number one. Oh yeah.
And before I forget, let me tell you what Velma has in store for you this morning for breakfast roast bakes, ground provision, fried chicken, salt fish. With that, it's accompanied by a local herbal tea. For lunch, we've got turkey soup, veggie rice, green salad, stewed chicken wings. We also have local fruit juices. And for dinner, burgers and fries. Again, for breakfast, roast bakes, ground provision, fried chicken, saltfish, local herbal tea. Lunch menu, turkey soup, veggie rice, green salad, stewed chicken wings, local juices to follow, and for dinner, burgers and fries. So you can call in and place your order or take a little walk up the street and order whatever you want at Velma's Restaurant and Bar.
Oh yes, everybody want to sit down in computer. You could live without code and never get agriculture. Everybody want to sit down in computer. I tell you just now, my brothers, all you go with them computers.
So it is agriculture morning. BJ should be on his way shortly. Now, we've been having a lot of heat. Is everybody plants suffering as mine is? Everything in mine is just standing dry. And no matter how much water I give it at night or first thing in the morning, doesn't make a difference. It needs the rain. I've got a soursop tree. I don't know if everybody else has a soursop tree that is doing that. It made some soursop and then it just got really black. It got ripe, black, and just dropped to the ground. I think it has a disease. I do not know the name of the disease, so I'm waiting for BJ to come by and tell me what is needed to revitalize my soursop tree. I've got peppers planted. Oh, they're struggling. I've got sage, pity balm that I transplanted. They too are suffering. So what can we really do to help our plants along in the heat that is taking place there? And when it rains so heavy that it breaks the neck of whatever is standing there for a few hours, and then the sun comes and it picks itself up again. So we have extreme weather pattern taking place these days that is affecting our food. So we said, eat what we grow and grow what we eat. And there's no better time to do it, even though it's hot like heck. There's no better time to start. If you have started, continue planting what it is, because with the weather pattern the way it is, we won't be able to get a lot of stuff that we import for our daily need, because too much water or too much sun, nothing is surviving very well these days. So if you have your little pot, your little flower pot, and it's just in the shade somewhere you can plant that, you can get the heat. It doesn't have to get the direct sun. Start to plant, because it is going to be okay. And here comes the rain. We have a little bit of rain this morning, so hopefully it's not too heavy that it doesn't break the neck of the things that we have planted. So anybody have that problem, let me know. We can talk about it when BJ gets here.
Agriculture. Everybody want to sit down in computer. Tell you just now, my brothers, all you go with them computers.
The Grenville Cooperative Credit Union, the credit union of Grenville, takes you where you want to be. Feel secure with the Credit Union of Grenville, taking care of all your financial needs, including savings, loans, mortgages, and sound financial advice. Serving you with branches on Jubilee Street in Grenville, Lucas Street in St. George's, and coming soon, our Grandstand sub-office. Call us on 442-8602 or visit one of our offices. With Grenville Cooperative Credit Union, your financial security is guaranteed.
Good morning to you, Normarie. Good morning, Angel Map. Hillary Grenade, good morning. Kit Sylvan, good morning to you. Hope all is well. Let me see, check the WhatsApp here and say good morning to Mac Balfon. Lennox, good morning. Joan Lyons, good morning. Who else? That's what we have so far on the WhatsApp this morning. But I'd like to say again, thank you to every one of you for checking in on Real FM every morning, like clockwork. You just log in to see what we have, and this morning is Agriculture Thursday, and I'm awaiting BJ. So if somebody call, say something, because I'm alone and it's raining and I'm, just call. Theresa Joseph, good morning. Miss Matheson, good morning. Kenro, good morning. Miss Job, Paston St. Vincent, good morning. Pat, Keith James, good morning to you. Hope you're having better weather than we are. Hope everything is fine with you on Union Island. Who else is there that we can reach out to? Or Sister Al Radio, the Lendo, I think it's Bido. Is it Randy? Lendo? Or Sister Al Radio, good morning to you guys. I know you do check in with Real FM from time to time. We'd like to say good morning to everyone on the island of Carriacou.
It's the number one. Number one. Yes, the number one.
And I think we have a call. Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
How are
it's
you?
It's nice to hear that you have some rain in St. Patrick.
Yes, we do.
The rain finished already, or is still going on?
Let's see. I think it took hiatus. It went away. It just
Well, you're very fortunate, but definitely the dry season has been very impactful, and a number of farmers have lost quite a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Particularly farmers who plant in anticipation of the rain. And maybe that is a wake-up call for us, because we speak a lot about climate change, but we are not preparing for climate change.
Quite true.
So we have a lot of water well distributed in Grenada, although we have the undulating topography. But I believe more emphasis have to be placed by the individual farmers on preparing for climate change. So while we make a lot of noise about climate change, we have to let the farmer know he has to prepare for climate change.
And how do they go about doing that, though?
Well, again, our method of farming, we still have farmers not prepared to mulch, and sometimes we have to plant crops specifically for mulching. For instance, vetiver. Some people might call it centilroot. It's a very good crop for erosion.
Okay.
And you could always cut back that grass and use it for mulching.
What's the name of
In
the grass?
addition,
What's the name of it? How do you pronounce it?
Vetiver. You could normally they call it centilroot. In the long time days, they used to make bag and mat with it.
Okay, yes.
And people would put it in their clothes. They say give it a good scent, and it has insect repellent qualities.
All right.
That is from the older folks.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So all farmers have not been concentrating on that, and that is important. And then we have to invest more money in water pumps or things like that. Because you see, a farmer may well get concession and buy a vehicle for $100,000+, but the very said farmer don't have a pump.
So the pump is important.
I think it's education, and our children exiting school has not contributed significantly in improving their farmers or their parents or their wife or their husband plot. Because they're supposed to come from school with new attitude. I think the challenge there, they leave school and they don't come out to make money. But if you come out to make money in farming, you could make money in farming. And I think some emphasis have to place on that. Maybe individual farmers have to take the initiative, or we have to have some voices on radio on this agriculture program, encouraging individual farmers to take the initiative and prepare better for climate change. So now the weather is extremely hot, and using pipe water is a joke.
It is. My plant ain't liking it at all.
Yeah, it's a joke. If you have the pump system and you could put water is all right. But using a little pipe water morning and evening is practically
like
a
spinning
joke.
top in mud for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I know a lot of farmers, including me, that have lost extensively because we try to time the rain. So the first investment is done on the ground.
I was in St. George yesterday, and I heard a man saying, I don't know what kind of weather is that. Now we're in September, we passed September, going to October, and it's just pure heat. No rain. And it's like everybody is really starting to feel the effect of no rain at all. And so I said to him, okay, so when the rain starts, are you going to complain too much rain?
Well, I think it's a question of, as a people, we are not made to prepare for the challenges.
Okay.
For instance, all this issue about climate change, I don't take it serious, except small countries like ours should make a lot of noise about it, because we can benefit from it immensely. And I don't believe the governments in the Caribbean is benefiting from the noise about climate change as they should. They go in international community, in international forums, and they speak, but they have not prepared the people to even accept some of the opportunities. Take, for instance, nutmeg and cocoa. Cocoa is definitely a forest crop, and it could stand chafing, but Cocoa Association perhaps should seek financing from the international community, maybe $5 or $10 million, and invest in the rehabilitation of cocoa. Declare cocoa and nutmeg as a forest crop, and based upon that, join up with the government, lobby the international community to give us a $10 million grant as a grant, and use that money to rehabilitate people's land. So, for instance, you could go to farmer A, sign an agreement with him that you will rehabilitate his cocoa, but he must maintain cocoa for 40 years. Otherwise, he have to pay you back the money you spend.
Okay.
I'm certain that they can get money from the international community. We have people go and they make nice speeches, but they forget their people when they come back. Cocoa is definitely a forest crop. We can see how cocoa withstand the hurricane. Nutmeg, our nutmeg could withstand a lot of chafing, but our nutmeg grow too tall. We plant them too close, and they compete for light.
Okay.
And the husbandry practices in nutmeg is a joke. We should not be planting nutmeg for it to compete for light that way. Or we should prepare to stunt the top. Because the nutmeg roots is not like mango. It's not like motel. It is not that extensive. So when the nutmeg tree go very tall and the branches don't fall on the wind, the leaves don't even fall. So the toppling effect takes place. One tree fall and they fall on the others. And they grow too tall for the type of root systems they have, because they have to compete for light. And the husbandry practice in nutmeg is a joke. So nutmeg and cocoa should join up together and join with the government. You have to tell the government, because this government don't have much sense anyway. But you have to line up with the government and lobby the international community for a couple $1 million. $10 million is a lot in Grenada, because Grenada is a small country.
Right.
And help to rehabilitate the system and do it correctly. Nutmeg have to go further apart, maybe about 50 feet, and nutmeg need to open out, have a canopy, not grow so tall. Otherwise, when we have a hurricane again, all falling down.
So let me ask you a question. Do we have, the government also have enough lands that we can just do a plantation of nutmeg the way you want them to grow, 50 feet apart or so that they can withstand whatever it is that comes our way?
Well, if you watch some nutmeg fields, it's almost like that, because the nutmeg grow tall, it competes for light. The breadfruit tree grow taller, all the breadfruit fall on mapu. The graceful, every tree grow, because I think they have a term, phototropic. They're looking for light.
They're looking for, yeah.
Everybody looking for land.
But the question is, though, do we have enough land that you
We
say?
have, without making use of the land, we have a lot of land that is neglected. Not abandoned, but neglected. So it's a question of doing it right. Even though you have 10 nutmeg trees, you could do it better and get better production from it. And when a hurricane or strong winds come, you're more likely to survive because of the fact the nutmeg tree is not so tall.
Okay.
You know?
Now, hear this. Go ahead.
Farmers have to prepare to take a different approach. Farmers have to want to make money. When an extension officer visits a farmer, one of the questions the farmer must ask, what advice you have for me to make more money in my land? That must be the driving force for Grenada farmers. How do I make more money in my land?
Right.
We have a lot of landowners, more landowners perhaps than anybody in the region. And I would dare say anybody in the world, thanks to Eric Machogiri. But our lands have to be more productive. So take, for instance, a man have a cocoa in his land, an acre of land. He cannot get more than 6 or 7 bags of cocoa. He can't make more than $5,000 or $6,000 from cocoa alone. But perhaps he could plant pumpkin too. And even sometimes let the pumpkin go on the cocoa tree. Maybe he could fence the area and raise sheep too. So you don't have to clear the land. Maybe 3 or 5 sheep. You don't have to overgraze. Maybe he could plant yams. So when an extension officer visits a farmer, the farmer should ask the extension officer, how could you advise me to make more money in my land? Because that's what's supposed to drive the farmer, money. He must make more money in the land. If a farmer is making $10,000 in his land per month, that is just $12,000. The farmer in poverty.
So
for the farmer to make sense, he must make minimum $36,000 a year from the land.
Okay. So
if he is making under that, he practically living in poverty, vulnerable. He can't pay government enough tax. So even the Ministry of Agriculture have to refocus and encourage the farmers to make more money in your land. You have a portion of land, you may have a big mango tree in the land. You ask him how much money you make from that mango for the last 10 years. Nothing. Then why not use another crop on the mango? Why not cut the mango in half and put passion fruit on it? Why not put passion fruit on some nutmeg trees? Would it affect the nutmeg?
Will it?
No, I don't think it would, but these are the questions I'm going to ask.
Okay.
Would it affect the nutmeg? Or the amount of passion fruit that you could collect maybe compensate for the small drop in production of the nutmeg? You see, our intelligentsia don't know how to practicalize the certification to help us to make money. When an individual studying agriculture, he must study agriculture for a reason. Either to teach, either to write books, or either to make money. And that is the challenge we have.
So let me ask you something. Who is really responsible for helping farmers to go the direction that you're speaking about?
Us. You see, the farmer have to be hungry. And you ask a farmer what you're hungry for. It's maybe for macaroni pie or blog or fig. Or if the farmer is hungry to make money, then the question is, how do I use my land to make money? If a farmer is making $10,000 maybe a year from the land, that farmer is a joke. So then when an extension officer visits him, an extension officer don't have to ask you how much money you're making to know how much money you're making, you know.
No, they
He could watch your land and tell you you're falling under 20,000, so I could help you improve the production and productivity in your land. We have to have an attitude. Right? I think sometimes when you look at people, they're constantly looking for greener pastures. But if they believe they have green pastures here, they may maximize the effort to increase productivity. And the people who come from the schools, the people who come from the universities with agricultural degree, supposed to be in the forefront of agriculture, but they're not. And this is one of the challenges we have. And it is not only in Grenada. Sometimes when you speak, people believe you're speaking about Grenada alone. They say when you have caca in your eyes, take it out first. But practically the whole Caribbean is like that.
So all of us have it in our eyes, no one is taking it out.
Yes, we have to change our attitude and start to believe that the land that we have could be more productive. How could we increase the productivity in our land? We may only able to get $6,000 per annum from the cocoa that we have in the land. Now, to get a good acre of cocoa, you must have shade. You must have to protect growing wind. So obviously, because of my small portion of land and my neighbors don't have big trees, a lot of production will be lost because I don't have anything to protect the growing wind from eating the stem. So what could I do in the land? Keeping the cocoa, could planting yam, could be planting ginger, could increase my production in the land. What could I do? Could I rear a couple of goats, a couple of sheep? And I could get the manual. Mutton now is $15 a pound, and goat meat is $15 a pound in rural Grenada. That means in St. George's it might be 20 or 25.
Okay.
You see? So I believe we have to have a change of attitude. Sometimes it's kind of sad that the Ministry of Agriculture and the politician do very detached. And even the farmers is not very accommodating to the extension officers. These two people supposed to be working together.
Right.
And the farmers must want to make more money. And we have examples. We have BJ that perhaps tired scream out.
Look at him coming screaming right now.
I only want to add my voice to BJ this morning because sometimes he like a lone voice in the wilderness screaming out and paying attention to it.
Yep, he's here and he's going to be screaming.
Okay, well, since BJ come, I will depart.
Why would you do that? I have to ask you a question though. I've been
listening to you.
You hear me begging?
Yeah, I've been listening to you and I decided to call.
Well, listen.
But I'm on the run. I want to go and collect some eggs now from Alin Waka.
Okay, can I have a dozen?
He has tire of eggs for a lot of years. But the hot climatic condition is also affecting the poultry farmer.
Can I have a tray from him when you get it?
Well, if I get enough.
Okay.
I'll bring it up for you.
Thank you. All right.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Good morning, BJ. How are you?
Morning, Claire. Morning to the listening public. I'm fine. Getting some rain outside. Makes me happy.
Yes, it is raining. Mr. P asked me how, is it still raining down by me? I said, well, it was, but I don't know what happened after that. I didn't hear it. Is it just spitting or is it?
Well, it's drizzle still.
Okay.
We will get some more later, I'm sure.
Okay. So let me take a quick commercial break and then I'll get right back to you.
Yes, agriculture is the number one. Number one, yes, the number one. Oh yes, the number one. It's the number one. Why you disown agriculture? I'm talking to the youths of this nation. And those wicked politicians, like they want to structure the plan. Well, from here to the revolution, agriculture was on top. Man Jack and didn't do too bad. After that,
Gittins Home and Garden Center, your main pillar for agricultural supplies in Grenada. We supply fertilizers, herbicides, seedlings and nursery supplies, diesel water pumps, walk-behind tillers, organic and environmentally friendly agricultural inputs. We're serving you from 2 locations at Birch Grove and booth 34 at the Vendors Market in Grenville. Cost-effective agricultural solutions for all your needs. Visit Gittins Home and Garden Center for the best in everything agriculture. Call us on 409-2175 or 438-4337. Gittins Home and Garden Center, from your farm to your backyard.
It is said, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. Therefore, the authenticity of the beverage can only be acquired in the taste. A taste which is original to Antoine de Beauregard Industries and comes from a combination of spices and local rum, which can hold its own all over the world. Woodman, a strength which speaks for itself. A taste which stands out from the rest, bottled with care, which speaks to perfection. Try Woodman today and be stunned by a flavor as never before. Let your palate savor that which is produced locally. Do not be deterred by substandard products. Our taste speaks volumes and sets us apart from the competition. You will be satisfied with every sip of our product. Say rum, say Woodman, feel satisfaction. Now that's quality.
Yes, agriculture is the number one. Number one, yes, the number one. Oh yes, the number one. It's the number one.
PJ, good morning again. We'd like to say good morning to the listeners of Real FM.
Morning to you, Claire.
Morning.
Morning to the listening public again.
Now, you don't have your regular tall guy here this morning, have you?
That's okay. Substitute can work.
It has to work. We have no choice right now. So, PJ, I was asking Mr. Pierre, but he didn't get a chance to. I've got soursop, 2 trees at the back. One is bearing sauce up like crazy, but they reach like a fist. They get really, really black and then they drop. What is causing that?
I would have to see it first to tell you. But what can happen, Claire, is that when soursop is growing in sort of a swampy area or areas that don't have plenty light, they can develop a fungus. And sometimes the fungus can infest the fruit. And what happens is that the soursop itself will get blackish in color, always a sign of fungal infection. And then it affects the fruit that bad that the fruit just can't sustain itself. So the tree will abort the fruit.
Yeah, a lot of abortion taking place around by plains over there.
Survival of the species, you know.
Yes.
Trees does that too. Sometimes you have a mango tree with plenty mangoes on it, and you find that the tree will drop out some because you just can't maintain everything.
Okay. Now, BJ, we have a shortage of tomatoes and lettuce in this land. What's going on?
Well, we've been getting some really hot spell, exceptionally hot.
Yes.
Hotter than normal. And what plants does, Claire? They would adopt and adjust to suit what it is happening around them and their surroundings, just like human beings.
So they're like chameleon then?
Yeah, just like you, they're alive. You put on clothes or umbrella or going to air-conditioned places and stuff. And plants need similar things to also condition in order to survive. What would happen, Claire? A plant that normally would have a leaf of, say, 6 inches wide, in condition like this, the leaves would be probably 3 inches or even 4 inches in some cases. Because what the plant does, it will produce the leaf, but its surface area would be smaller, so you have less transpiration.
Oh, okay.
And that's a mode of survival also. So it transpires less, it loses less water.
That's not good.
No, you want to treat the plant or whatever to get the optimum condition, the optimal condition, so you can get maximum production. And with climate change, a lot of adjustment and adoption would have to take place. For example, lettuce now, you may not get them growing big and fluffy as you would normally get them. They may have even less leaves and stuff like that. They may even want to fold quicker and produce seeds because they want to survive. So they let it start growing and producing seeds rather than leaves because the condition is so harsh that it thinks it's going to die. So it just start producing seeds. Even at a younger stage too, it doesn't even have to get mature before it start doing that.
Wow.
It senses that, hang on, this condition going to kill me, so I'm going to make young ones in order to save my species.
It is amazing because our bodies does the same thing. Like
Yes.
if we don't feed our bodies properly and you don't eat for a few hours and then you eat, then your body store whatever you eat
Yes.
because it says, okay, she won't feed me anymore, so I'm going to store what it is, and then it turns into fat.
Making adjustment
Yes.
to survive.
It's
the
amazing.
same with plants. Like for example, now you should have things like misting system whereby you can take the hot air away and you can make the plants feel cool and trick it and make it believe that the condition that exists in is different from what naturally existing. So you trick the plant, you provide those things artificially. Those are the way we need to start farming, especially with crops like vegetables and stuff. You would have to start doing those. The world is becoming hotter and hotter. Carbon dioxide is becoming, more plentiful in the world, and the world struggling to sustain it.
It's amazing, BJ, that, okay, we've been hearing about climate change and climate change and climate change, and a lot of us are not taking it seriously. But starting last August until now, we are really, really seeing climate change.
It is for real. We should be getting a lot of
Yes.
rain now. And we're getting sun.
Yes.
The reverse is taking place.
You see, from summer, from May, June, Canada was on fire.
Yes.
Africa was on fire. Australia was like firefighters are just jumping from place to place. So if it's not fire, it's water.
And
they come to extremes.
Clay, some of these countries are signed on to United Nations treaty and say they're going to do this and cut back this by that and X, Y, and Z.
Emissions?
Right? And they go back in the country and the governance become poor and they don't bother with that. It's all about making money, and the business people have to survive, and the environment can become whatever, even though it cannot sustain human life. It doesn't really matter to them. It's all about having 3 billion in the bank or 10 billion in the bank, and who dead in the process, that's it. Well, you cannot look upon life that way, Claire.
You can't.
No.
And if you really check it out, based on, as everybody is saying now, people are really starting to get it that, okay, this might be the end of time. Because we're seeing the signs.
Well,
of
we
what
need
they're
to we
saying.
need to turn around things, or else we can destroy ourselves.
Yes,
the
we
way to
are.
going on. If the earth warm up by 2 or 3 degrees, we are in serious trouble, for food and for all other things, and major storms and those kind of things.
And the storms are even coming more vicious.
It is
than
a
it was
balanced
before.
place that
Yes,
we're living in, we're
yes.
creating imbalance, and you cannot really fight against nature. It will eventually get rid of you. So we need to be careful as to the way we function with our forests, with our waterways, with the way we farm our lands. All of those things we need to take into consideration, because we have the next generation to leave something for, and we cannot leave scotch patch out for them. We need to leave fresh, green, perfect climate so they can exist.
I have to research how they're doing in the Netherlands, because this is a country that has the windmill thing.
Yeah, there is a lot of wind power.
And they have been doing very well. So I'm going to do some reading and see how they're coping with the extreme heat, with no rain and everything like that, because I know they are leading in the windmill.
Yeah, we have to think about renewable
energy.
Energy dairy. You have no two ways about it. We are burning too much fossil fuel, and we are damaging the environment in the process. The industrialized country need to cut back on emission and make it sustainable, need to be properly monitored and controlled. So we don't just burn up the atmosphere. Aren't you feeling like if you go outside, you're going to be burnt? That's what it feels like.
Well,
and some other countries are, worse than us a long way. We need to be careful how we deal with Mother Earth, you see.
we had a meteorite the other day, a few weeks ago, and it came. I don't know if you saw it. I didn't see it, but who saw it said it was like you got a bit dark and it got really bright. And people are saying, well, what is this? This is when the atmosphere is telling you we have some
to be
heat.
careful.
And if this thing, most of them falls in the ocean.
Yeah.
And that's the place for it to fall.
Right place.
If it falls on Earth,
Can
let
have
me tell
issues.
you, we'll be burning up
Even
like
though we have
no
a major
tomorrow.
one, we can have tidal waves and
Yes,
tsunamis, and
yes.
we can have serious issues.
Yeah.
And we need to be careful how we deal with our earth, how we function as a people. We need to make the world a sustainable place. We need not just try to rob and choke whatever we see around us. We will kill ourselves in the process.
But I think, BJ, we talk and we all know that everybody go and they talk a good game. They have the gift of the gab. They go to the United Nations, they go everywhere and they talk about how we should reduce this and reduce that. And I just said, everybody go back to their country and they forget that they went to that meeting and pledged to reduce that amount. And it's same, as they say, different day.
Well, Claire, there are governance and there are good governance. Governance, you can just manage what you see around you. Good governance is managing with a moral compass. You have to have morality. You have to understand humanity.
You have to have ethics too.
If you don't understand those, then you cannot be a good leader. You wouldn't be able to govern properly.
We have a caller. Good morning.
Good morning to you, Mr.
BJ.
Mr. BJ.
Morning.
Miss Claire.
Good morning.
And to Mr.
Who?
The gentleman was on with
Mr. Pierre. Okay.
Mr. Pierre. Mr. Pierre gave us some real food for thought this morning there.
Mm-hmm.
Nice package. I tend to agree with 90% of what he said. One of the big problems is that farmers don't really want to take advice from extension officers. You tell them, you go there, and they don't carry out what you tell them. For instance, I went to a well-established estate some time ago, and I see people planting nutmeg almost 10 feet, less than 10 feet apart. The person that's supervising the estate wasn't even aware of what was going on. So you see, when we do those things and we have established fields, they kind of come difficult to really manage them properly. People planting nutmeg 8 feet and 6 feet apart, and as Mr. Pierre said, these trees is going to go very tall. The low branches in the nutmeg, you leave it, and you expect to get high production from your nutmeg. You have to leave a certain space way up, so you could walk underneath the trees and things like that. But the farmers don't really think. They tell you, they go get more nutmeg if you leave the trees and whatnot. So you don't get the farmers to cooperate as you want to with the extension services. And we don't really have a strong extension service these days,
Okay.
We don't really have that strong extension services.
All
For
right.
instance, Nutmeg had their own extension officer, Cocoa had their own. I don't think Cocoa have no officer now doing extension work, and Nutmeg don't have any. So you have the general extension staff all there that works with the ministry. And in most cases, they tell you their hands are tied. So, and we are where we I think they're doing agricultural survey again. And my thing is, what really comes out of those surveys? Perhaps BJ could help us with that, because not too long ago, a few years ago, perhaps about 3-4 years, between now and after, before the pandemic, we had a survey done on agriculture. And I mean, I don't know how they compile those information and how they are being fed back into the farmers. We continue having these things, and we don't see the feedback into production or better management or whatnot, or better land use. I mean, for instance, if I go to the ministry, can the ministry tell me how many acres of land that is abandoned in Grenada? Can they tell me how many acres of land that are under nutmegs now? Can they tell me the amount of land that are under cocoa now? Can the ministry as a entity tell us that? How many
acres?
Catch crop acres of land? How many persons doing, And so can they tell us those statistics?
Well, let's see if we can get BJ to answer some question. He's here with me for a very short while because he has some pressing things that he has to go do. So let's listen up.
Right. Let's
Thank
hear what
you.
we have.
All right. So
in relation to the extension officers, the rule of extension has changed. It's not visiting, as Mr. Pierre was saying, a farm and, asking a few questions and seeing what the person is doing, and those still exist and those still important, but it changed beyond that. It's all about teaching the farmer how to get rich, how to farm in a sustainable way, to farm in a way that makes sense, to maximize production, so to speak. And in some cases, you probably don't even have to visit the farm. Although visiting the farm is, of great importance.
but let me ask you this. If the extension farmers are not as they were before, and they have to teach the farmers how to make money, what is in place besides visiting that farm to let them know that, okay, you're doing this the wrong way, let's try another way?
Well, you have to put a management structure in place. You have to show the farmer, look, hang on, you can maximize your land by doing X or Y. You can probably, as Mr. Pierre was saying, rather than doing monocropping, you can intercrop. So while you're waiting on one crop to come in the meantime, you can be getting something, but that depends on a lot of factors also, because there are certain diseases that are associated with certain crops.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to be careful as to what it is you're doing. Secondly, Claire, you see, money is an incentive.
Mm-hmm.
So if you start teaching people how to make money, other people will gravitate.
True.
That's the trend. That's how human being thinks. I have the opinion that unless you not start portraying some farmers who would have made their millions out of farming, then you have issue for other people following.
Okay.
It's a trend.
Mm-hmm.
You have to set a pattern.
Yeah.
You have to be innovative and creative. If I noticed that my father and my grandfather struggled in the agriculture sector, why should I really get involved in it?
True.
It's a thought pattern.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to make it attractive and make it affordable. At the same time, make it profitable. Claire, if you have an entity that is not viable, that is not profitable, it doesn't make sense you actually running it,
That's true.
You're actually sucking the resources from somebody else or somewhere else that could have gone to the productive sector.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want your country to produce and your economy to grow, you have to spend your money carefully. And you have to encourage people to get involved into activities that make economic sense. Therefore, it has to be sustainable. You have to be good for your climate, and you have to be good for your environment and your country.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be good for people too, because a lot of things that are making money aren't good for people.
That's true too. Very true. You are a bona fide farmer. I know they have Isle of Spice farmers that are trying their best every month, having meetings to talk about spices and all different stuff. Why is it so tough to get farmers to come together to see what you are talking about and everybody can benefit from it equally? Why?
Well, it's going to be difficult, Claire, because you see, there are certain things that need to be done from the top, downwards, not from the bottom upwards. Because certain things need resources. In fact, some of them need to be subsidized.
Right.
So you have Dalton and them starting from below upwards, trying to get the farmers up there to organize and see how they can beg the government, where the government should be the one that establishing the policy and
Give them the
getting
$10
it
million
downwards,
that
getting it them to filter downwards. But the policy are in place, so you know exactly what it is you are dealing with. So by the time the resources reach those people, they have a plan as to what it is to follow. We're farming in a disorganized way, not in a planned way. And because it's not planned, then we're having issues. We were going to have issues if we continue like that. We'll just be wasting money. Here, Clifford was talking about agriculture survey. I mean, the time we're living in, 120 square miles, you can get a drone and survey the entire country in one day and pay 110 the cost. But then, if you take your resources and spending it, in areas that you don't have to spend it, then you're looking for trouble. It's all about efficiency. You want to have 20 people walking around the country and it take them 20 years to do a survey. And where you going with that? That should be done in 1 week, and you have people here who are capable of doing those things, mapping Grenada out farm-wise, and have a proper survey done at the same time. How difficult it is, the time we are living in. See the old traditional thing, people passing around with a book and some farm, and they ask you some questions, and they fill up this and fill up that. We should have a database of everybody who farming in Grenada, so if we want to reach them, they are easily mobilized. So when informations are wrong, and we want to pass it on to them, by the
hook and the crook.
No, by the click of a button,
or the
stroke of a pen.
We have a caller, VJ.
Mm.
Good morning.
Yeah, pleasant good morning.
Morning.
I just have a suggestion. And you all could talk to the government about that too. I think we need to open a farmers supermarket in Grenada, a massive farmers supermarket. So things gonna be less for the poor class of people in this country. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Now the question is, he's making the point that we should have a massive farmers market in Grenada. Do we have the space? Do we have the money? And who are going to come together to do it and to manage it?
It could happen if you have organized farmers.
Yes.
And that's the problem. You see, politicians divide farmers. Farmers themselves divide each other, for power and whatnot, and monetary reward and all of those things. Claire, what is actually needed in Grenada, and understand what the farmer is trying to say. We do need a centralized market, a market base for farmers. Like for example, marketing board. That should be the central hub for farmers to distribute them stuff. A marketing board should have units throughout the entire country. Marketing board should have ad on this radio station every single day with new stuff that are, for sale, and people, getting special deal and all of those things. A lot of crops are staying in the field and spoil when people can have it at, minimal price. But the market base isn't there. It's hard for the farmer to pick it up and drive around the country and trying to look for market. But if marketing board was, living its usefulness, what would happen is that they would, basically have a link with the people, and when they have deals on stuff, people will go and get and all of those things. Once I offered marketing board some cantaloupe. They say, "Bitch, we don't want no cantaloupe. You have too much cantaloupe," and blah, blah, blah. And I said, you sure? So I took the first van load, and I go to Grenville. Quite a bit, about 2,000 pounds. And I said, $5 for one. And in an hour, I would have sold 2,000 cantaloupe.
But they do not want any.
I had to go back for a second trip.
But they did not want any.
They didn't want any. When you look at Grenville, everybody have a cantaloupe in their hand. Going home because the price is affordable.
That's the thing. You see, and you all talk about it here every week. It's like a broken record that keeps scratching. The things are very expensive for you to buy. And if you have 5 tomatoes, 3 tomatoes in about $5. You go this place for everything is like $5.
Demand and supply.
Yeah.
You see, it's scarce, so everybody looking to maximize the price. And what you should try to do is to maximize production so you can reduce the price.
That's it.
But you need to ensure that the production cost is not that high that when you produce this stuff, you don't have to sell it for exorbitant amount to make a profit.
Let me tell you, as I said, tomato is scarce right now. I was in Grenville a couple Saturday mornings ago, and I make salad. I like salad, so you spice up a salad with different things. And I saw tomato, and I asked, how much for a pound of tomatoes? $9.
Yeah, this is too expensive.
Like 9.
Yeah, I know. So buy two.
I refuse to buy
you
it.
buy 2 pounds of tomatoes, and if you're working for $60 a day, you know what happens? That is 1/3 of your money gone.
And they weren't looking that great for me to pay $9 for it. Listen, I always say I cannot eat the money. And I'm going to look after my health the best way I know. But when you're going to spend $9 for a pound of tomato and they're not up to tomato grade for me to buy, I'm not going to do it. I'll do it out.
Well, for a lot of people, they just cannot afford it.
And I mean, things are really expensive. And I say we are the ones that are causing ourselves to be that way too.
Yeah, they just can't afford it. And most people, they want this stuff, but they just don't have the money to buy it because it's just not affordable. Claire, let me tell you something, man. In order for the country to seriously make progress, we have to take a collective approach. We have to, integrate it.
And where does it start?
We cannot. It starts in the school, in the church, everywhere, at all gatherings. It starts somewhere. You just have to take an integrated approach. We too disorganized, and that's the problem. When people are planting tomatoes, everybody plant tomatoes.
Lettuce,
everybody plant lettuce.
Peppers,
and then you have you have the market flooded. Well, you really don't want it. You want to distribute it over a period of time, and that's what government policy and planning is all about. That you have those things on a consistent basis. You ensure that the environment is right, so people can get greenhouses. They can put the structures and stuff in place to mitigate against the warming that we have and the ad hoc rainfall. Sometimes it's not just the heat, you can get sudden downpour and all of a sudden you lose your crops. Mechanical damage and stuff from the falling rain and those things. So, you have to be... Agriculture is no longer, how should I put it? Hope and wish, It's ways and means how to survive. You don't plan things and like you hope you're going to do this and the only reason why you're hoping is because you're not sure about what it is you're doing. If you know what you're doing, you can more or less with us speak with a sense of surety when you're doing your crop production and stuff like that.
You said something about when you went to marketing board and they told you that they didn't want cantaloupe, and you went and you sold it in Grenville and you had to go back for a next batch. Do you realize that when people have, say like they have bananas or they have lettuce or carrots and it's a glut, they refuse to drop the price so that I could buy it or you could buy it.
Yeah,
It
sometimes we have a problem with distribution, not marketing. Distribution, sometimes you have a problem with. You're passing sorties and you probably cannot even see a ripe banana and everybody asking for one. You're passing Grenville and nobody wants to buy. You have so much in Grenville. Distribution. Marketing, sometimes you have to establish networks,
It's all about clicking together. It's a link.
Yeah. One teacher in Anglican school said, BJ, we have one day in the week when we do fruits for the kids. And we're looking to get ripe bananas and stuff like that. This is where you start. Because when you eat, man, you can develop affinity for certain things and taste. Acquire taste for certain things, and you need to do that from since the kids are small to teach them to to eat properly, eat healthy.
And I'm happy that the schools are doing it because you cannot bring any corn curls or anything in the schools right now.
That's good.
They remove the vending machines where you have all these kind of drinks and then that giving children, they're making them obese and all this kind of thing. They are doing fresh vegetables. You have to bring your apples, your whatever it is in the school. And that's as you say, starting from grassroots, because a lot of parents say, oh, my child don't eat vegetables. Oh, my child hates vegetables because you did not introduce vegetables to them at a very early age.
They don't acquire the taste.
No.
The first time I ate cantaloupe, I vow never to put it in my mouth again.
It tastes awful the first time,
and then after about 2-3 years, somebody said, will you try it again? And no, I don't want no watermelon. I prefer cantaloupe, you see.
I like
because I acquired the taste for it. Just so with a lot of different foods.
Asparagus is something that people have a hard time. It's the long green thing that looks like, and it tastes awful, but it is so good for you. And Brussels sprouts. I do not like Brussels sprouts, but I eat it because of the health benefits from Brussels sprouts. So there are things that we say we don't like. Yes, I don't like it, but I eat it because I know the benefits that you get from it. So when we start to train our children very early to eat veggies, they may not like everything that you put on a plate, but the two that you see that I like, maximize on that to give it to them.
Only started eating vegetable about maybe 4 years ago.
Because?
All my life I never eat no vegetable. I don't like no cabbage, I don't like no tomatoes, I don't like no lettuce. In fact, I didn't used to eat it, none at all. One just a salad, I'll have no likeness for that because I don't find that I no taste. In fact, I'll only like sugary stuff, I like sweet things. Now, I met Mr. Livingston Nelson and he offered me a cabbage. I said, Livingston, I won't take a cabbage, because I don't really eat those things. And he said, BJ, think about it. You reach a stage in your life now where you need not eat for taste, You need to eat, to keep yourself healthy.
Yes.
And I thought about it and I said, okay, I took it and started, making like a salad and thought, well, no, actually salad is good for you. You can feel a difference in your body when you eat it, I never ate it for,
for years,
all my life,
yes. And with cabbage and so, what I do is I cut up cabbage, peppers, Christophane, all kinds of things, and I steam it. I put it in a steamer and I steam it for less than 5 minutes to make it al dente, just to take out the rawness in it. You can sprinkle a bit of olive oil or coconut oil on it, and you sprinkle some parsley or anything on it, and you have real nice steamed veggies. You don't always have to eat it like in coleslaw or anything. Just steam your veggies and you're good.
Even that, we need to be creative with our foods in Grenada to make it more palatable. We need to ensure that, the way we do things, even in some countries, you have food tourism,
Yes.
where people come specifically for the food because the food are spicy and, different tastes and stuff like that.
Yes.
So we can do the same. I don't find we do, for the quantity of things that are around us, I don't find we experiment with food enough.
We have so much waste, BJ.
Yeah.
So, like when mango is in season, it's like mango upon mango and boom. Anything that at all in season, we get a lot of it, but we are not using it the way we are supposed to.
Even things like cucumbers, to make pickle and stuff like that.
Yes.
That should be taught in primary school.
And let me tell you something, cucumbers, if you all don't know, you can blend your cucumbers, put it in a, how you call that, the cloth, the cheesecloth.
Cheesecloth.
And squeeze out the real juice from it and use it for your face. It becomes a moisturizer for your face. You leave it on for 5 minutes, so you don't wash it out, you just blend it into your face and then you use whatever toner you use. You'll be shocked at the skin that you come up with.
You have a cooling effect and you have a healing effect also.
Yes, it is. It's very good for you. So we have all of this. And we think it's only, when you hear about cucumber, we think it's salad.
No, you can do other things with it.
You blend the cucumber with ginger, spinach leaves, or whatever it is, and you get the Green Monster smoothie. You can do so much with a lot of things that we have.
Things like mayonnaise and cheese and all of those, they're not difficult to make,
No.
And that should be taught in secondary school. So by the time somebody leave from secondary school and they want to branch off into, say, food
the
processing,
arts.
That shouldn't be any difficulty because they have the base already. The education system has to change, We still teaching people things that is not applicable to real life. We still have them in a little imaginary world, and they come out there and they function like, imaginary people. They're not practical. Mr. Pure was talking about that. How they call these people, let us come out abroad again and come out, what they call them? Martian or something like
Martians.
that.
Martians. Yes.
It's like a strange to them when they see practical things. And we need to be more practical oriented as a people. We have a lot of resources that we can capitalize on to create employment and to get our economy going, because we don't have no major, natural resources like gold and diamond and all of those.
We have foods.
But we have our food.
Yes, we do have a lot of it.
You could, capitalize on it. I have no doubt about that.
The thing is, I don't think we have enough people that preach about food and the healthy benefits that you get from it, because a lot of people don't eat bulgur, they don't eat fig, they don't eat the plantains, they don't eat anything, because this is like the poor food, as they put it. Let's put it, the food that people, our foreparents used to eat. That's what we grew up on. Now they tend to go to the pastas and everything. But these things are filled with processed stuff.
Well, not just that,
It is not doing anything for you.
I don't know if you know, that some of the things that can be made from some of the same things that you don't like, you would eat it and probably don't know if it's it you're eating. It's a matter of how you prepare it. It's all about food preparation. That's a whole lesson by itself.
You know, sometimes you say, as you say, a grain of fig and a grain of blog, and you just pack it in your plate.
Well, it's always like that. The looks of it turn you off.
I make a blog and fig casserole.
Yeah.
I boil it, I cut it up, boil it, mash it,
Yeah.
put your butter, green onions, the chive and the thyme and some cheese, you put it to bake, and you would not know if that's what you
How
eat.
comes you can mash your potato, you can mash your banana and yams and stuff like that, and add your cheese and whatnot to it and have a meal going? Why you always have to make it look like one long thing in a plate? When you look at it, man, it just turn you off because you've seen it for all your life,
Yes,
because the presentation, sometimes things not tasting good, but the presentation, it just make it look appetizing.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it don't look like the taste, the taste don't look like it none at all.
I know, but yeah, we have to learn to be creative in whatever in our food, because sometimes you can just take cucumber, tomato, and the way you just design it, like you make a salad and you just make your salad pretty. Even though you don't like salad, you're going to eat the salad.
Clay, if you don't know where you're going, any road taking you there, you need to have a plan.
That's your famous thing, and I like it.
You need to have a plan.
Yes.
If you're just doing things, generally, if you are successful, you're just successful by chance.
Mm-hmm.
You have to set out to be successful. You need to have a goal and have a specific goal.
Yes.
You may have different objectives that you achieve in the process, but your goal need to be specific. And this is the problem we have in Grenada. We goal is too loose, and we have too many goals that we're trying to achieve at the same time, when we should be trying to achieve one goal at a time.
Yes.
We're stretching ourselves too thin.
Yes.
We have $10 million for agriculture, and we would call about 20 different things that we want to do with this $10 million.
It won't go far.
It wouldn't reach anywhere.
No.
How do you choose 4 or 5 things that you want to spend this money on specifically, say in relation to the productive sector? The impact that you're going to have would be felt much wider than if you was doing it like a wash your foot and come thing.
Vijay, we have to take a commercial break.
Could I leave now?
I say right after that you can leave, but don't leave yet. Let me just give you...
The proof of the pudding is in the eating. It is said, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. Therefore, the authenticity of the beverage can only be acquired in the taste. A taste which is original to Antoine de Beauregard Industries and comes from a combination of spices and local rum, which can hold its own all over the world. Woodman, a strength which speaks for itself, a taste which stands out from the rest, bottled with care, which speaks to perfection. Try Woodman today and be stunned by a flavor as never before. Let your palate savor that which is produced locally. Do not be deterred by substandard products. Our taste speaks volumes and sets us apart from the competition. You will be satisfied with every sip of our product. Say rum, say Woodman, feel satisfaction. Now that's quality.
Yes, agriculture is the number one.
Okay, BJ, we are back, and I know you have to leave. You gave me early warning when you came. So what are you planting? What are you doing that you have to run
Harvesting bananas today, Claire, and the focus is that we're going to be having a tropical wave, and you're going to bring some showers with it. Trying to get that out of the way before we have this major shower sometime today. Hence the reason.
I need some bananas, so just take off.
Well, you can talk to me for another 5 minutes. That's okay.
Thank you so much for coming and save me this morning. I'm
not saving you. What time it is? You're doing so, well.
It is 8:45.
Talk to you for another 5 minutes.
Okay. So you're doing bananas. They're all ripe or they're green and you're taking
green
them out?
And to transfer to St. George's to ripe.
Okay. And how many days does that take to have it all ripe?
3 days.
3 days? Okay. I need bananas. You know why I need bananas? I cut them in half, put them in my freezer. They become icicles for when I'm making smoothies.
Yeah. Why
Because
not?
sometimes you don't get.
Sometimes you don't get, so you
right.
just
So I just
stuff
cut
them
up
away.
and put them to freeze, and then when I'm making a smoothie or so, I just dump piece of one in it, add some cucumber, add some ginger, add some spinach, green monster.
Even when you're making your sea moss, you can put some bananas in it.
I do that too. I do that too. Yes. So, banana has it, and we always leave things spoil before we know what to do with it. We have a caller. Caller, you have 2 minutes because BJ is going to be leaving shortly. Good morning.
Good morning, CJ.
Good morning.
Good morning, BJ.
Morning.
BJ, you're so right. We have so much okras on the market now, eh?
Mm-hmm.
And preparation and presentation of the food is so important. You'd find people who just, steam some okra, steam some okra, steam some okra. And people will tell you, me, I don't like that okra, this thing is too slimy. BJ, I did something different with okra one day. I sauteed my okras. And you didn't get any slime in that okra.
Nope.
Does that all the
Slime
time?
at all. Saute the okra. You see, because we're so bent on doing things one way, one way. That's how we know, and that's how we go, and that's how we're doing it. But we have to try different methods. I convinced a friend. I don't like okra. I would never eat okra. I said, I will get you to eat okra. You could never get me to eat okra. I said, okay. I cooked the okra. I sauteed the okra. I sent it for her. Girl, I tell you I don't want okra sent for me. I said, just try, just taste it. And how you do it? I said, eat it first and then I would tell you. But I thought when you cook okra full of slime, I said, that's what you thought. I said, that's what you thought. But you can cook the okra without any slime. And BJ, CJ, she's eating okra now more than me.
I know. Let me tell you, I did okra this morning. You saute onions and garlic. Then you put a little Italian seasoning or some chive or something. You put a little bit of water and you cover it and let it steam with your salt and so. And yum in your tum with okra.
CJ, I don't use water in cooking my okra.
You just let it steam.
I wash my okra. I slice it up and I towel dry it. Okay? I do my onion, my seasoning pepper, my bell pepper, my garlic, my celery, my parsley, whatever seasoning I have, with a little olive oil. And I saute that. Toss it up in the pot, I saute that. No water.
I do mine whole, that's why.
The water that brings on the slime.
Yes.
No water. And CJ, you wouldn't believe.
I believe.
The okra is as dry as ever. It's well cooked, well nice, no slime.
Well, I cut up
We
mine.
have so much okra on the market now.
I cut up mine, put in a bowl or plate, and cut it up into small pieces, put it in a bowl or plate, and put it out in the sun for a few minutes. And then all the slime would just come out, and I would just take the okra itself and leave the slime, do what I want with it. So I leave the okra sort of drain out itself.
Oh, okay.
And mind you, when I'm making my soup, I want all the slime. So so I don't do that. I just put it in the pot.
Yeah, when I cut it, I towel dry it. I don't put it in the sun. I towel dry it. So the slime stays on the towel. I towel dry it and then I do it. And so much okra now. So much okra now.
There are a lot of things we can do. We can bake those things, you know.
Yes, you can.
And when I'm small, I used to roast
What I
okra.
intend to do now is to try a okra casserole.
I'm sure it will
You
work.
could use breadcrumbs or something to hold it
Yeah,
together.
together.
Yeah, I'll try that okra casserole.
Yeah.
We
Thank you
have
so
to
much,
be more
Duchess. That's the Duchess.
Okay,
you
then
know
we
that.
don't let me
yes.
keep it back. Okay, then.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay.
We have to be more creative with our food and the way we, eat and the way we present our food. We have a lot of things here. And, I remember when I used to be abroad, living abroad, people used to make issues for some, mangoes and soursop and I say, brethren, in my country, we
That's
just
running away like
just
crazy.
feed pigs with that. I say, Grenada just tell the most lie in the world, and we don't know country like that. I say, yes, in my country, we don't suck any mangoes, we choose and we select the special ones that we want to use.
Julian Ceylon.
Yes, we don't. They say, Grenada, you don't know country like that.
Oh, little do they know. See, we have so much, and like I say, you cannot go hungry in Grenada unless you want to go hungry. You can't, because if I have a bunch of banana growing in my place, when you cut it, everybody gets a hand out of it. You have to have the community spirit to keep sharing, and people refuse it because they won't eat it because they don't think it's something that is rich enough for them to eat. But let me tell you, the time is coming. We might even eat the skin.
Well,
we might eat the skin.
You never know with life.
You never know.
You never know.
The things what we're shunning now might be the one that saves us later on.
It happens.
Yeah.
When it comes to our food security, Claire, we shouldn't be playing around with that. And the government need to pay special attention in relation to our food security. Because COVID had taught us a lesson. While a lot of countries were struggling and having difficulties coping, we had an overproduction of food in Grenada, more or less.
Yes.
After or during COVID, there was a lot of stalls all over the place, and everybody went back in the land and started doing something. Yeah, and the result of that is that the price of a lot of produce was dropped. It went down because there was a lot on the market.
But we stopped.
And we stopped after that. The world normalized, and our normal ways to forget agriculture and head to the commercial places and get fast foods and those kind of things. We need to feed ourselves properly. You are what you eat. If you eat garbage, you are just garbage.
If you eat ham, you're going to just be a ham.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You need to be careful. So, especially the foods that we eat these days, and you have a lot of zoonotic diseases. You have diseases that can move from animals to humans, and in fact, there was proving that COVID was one of them. And
to the animals, they did.
Yeah, and
a
then
tiger had COVID.
Yeah, and even human beings, they say it, the COVID came from bat and whatnot. The point I'm making, Claire, the kind of changes we have in climate these days, the way we function, the things that we do with this world, a lot of things can evolve that can be frightening to mankind. Organisms change according to the environment it finds itself in, and if we don't careful, we might see some creatures popping up. Human beings might start being born with hands and stuff, so we need to be careful with ourselves.
Yes.
How we do with
But I
food.
want to say, I might be wrong, but I want to say we in Grenada are start and stop nation. We start something going good. Like you go to the gym and you're going to the gym and you're going to the gym. You lose 3 pounds and you think that is it, you stop.
Policy, focus. What is there to keep you on the prize? What is there to keep you on the target? What is there to motivate you?
Discipline.
How are you, dealing with your human resources from school level upwards? Are you training them in such a way that they can be disciplined people? I can tell you one thing about farming. If you don't have patience, you shouldn't get involved in it. The people who are involved in that have the patience to do it, or they have the tolerance to do it. Those are things that you learn. Those are things that, you instill within somebody. It don't just come like that, Claire. If you give human being a chance, the things they will do is, it can be frightening to the world.
Yep.
They have to be kept intact and in check. And that's where you get, policies and good governance and leadership and all of those things. You have to be taken into consideration. If you have somebody who don't care leading you, the tendency is that the other people wouldn't care neither, people, how would I say, follow the leader?
You're a dad, and you used to have PTA meetings, and there are parents that go to PTA meeting every meeting, and the teacher will say to them, "You are not the parents that we need to see." Because you know why? You take interest in your child's education, you call the teacher, you go to the meeting. And the parents that I really need to see never show up.
Happens.
So this is what you're talking about. Do you have the patience, the tolerance, the discipline to do all of the above to make things different?
That's why in some countries, you would have to go and spend 2 years in the military, compulsory, after you leave school, so you can learn the discipline, the program, the routine, to get up a certain time every day, to keep your bed clean, to keep your surrounding clean, to understand commands, to, all of those things.
I know you have to go, but you got to take this one. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you this morning?
Good, thank you.
I think it was the second time I'm calling on your program. You're talking about the banana. Just now, we might have to eat the skin, but let me tell you something. I eat banana skin already.
Okay.
And you know how I did it? The young banana, the young one. Sometimes, sometimes the treating and it fall down and so. So one day I think somebody say, this thing and them could make good bhaji. And we leaving it to waste. I made it for myself. I took off the Hana banana, clean it up and everything. I wash it properly and I scald it. That's how we, the old people of Costa say, we scald it, I throw the water. And then I cut them up in small pieces. With the skin, I don't peel it. I just take it up with the skin like that. And I made my batch with all my seasoning in the community. I give people to taste, and they couldn't even imagine it was that young banana that tasting what used to be so rock, what was tasting so good.
Very innovative, and continue. If you can teach somebody how to do it, go ahead. We need to pay it forward. Thank you so much.
We have too much food wasting, and we don't know how to utilize it at some time. Sometimes I come out with my own idea. I had some zabuka here last year, spoiling. I wonder, I said, man, let me make a zabuka cake. And I took my zabuka, my ripe zabuka, and I blend it up with whatsoever thing I have. And I made a nice cake with it. I give others in the community to taste. And they just had us to laugh. They say, what happened to you? I say, what happened to me? We supposed to able to have some ideas to utilize what we have in our country.
Thank you very much.
Yes, my dear. Have a blessed day.
Okay,
God bless you.
You see, I use ripe avocados instead of shortening and a big bread.
Oh, there we go.
You can do anything if you put your mind to it. You just have to learn to be creative.
You see, Claire, that's what we need. We need people to document what it is they're doing. And sometimes you might be surprised that you come up with a product that is unique, that you can patent, and that can get you, being a rich person, a wealthy person. And food is not just something that you just prepare and eat.
Nope.
A lot of the chefs that come up with their own recipe. It's trial and error, and they come up with something, and they specialize. I mean, think about Kentucky. Don't matter, they might taste slightly different, but all Kentucky all over the world is the same thing.
Kentucky, yes.
Yeah, this is how they prepare it. You have a standard way as to how they do it. It's the same way we can, patent the thing we do and become rich and wealthy.
Yes, it's true. And if you have avocado again, you can make guacamole. Only mash your avocado, add some lemon juice, some pepper, some salt, mix it up, and you can do that as bread paste. We call it guacamole.
There we go.
There's so much thing. It says 2 minutes to 9. Caller, you have 1 minute to make your point. BJ has to go. Good morning. Good morning. Okay.
This one.
Yes, it is 9 o'clock, BJ.
Yeah,
Thank
so
you
I
so
have
much
to go.
for checking in, and it's news, and we'll see you
Next
Thursday.
Thursday, God's willing,
yes,
I'll be a lot earlier.
All right, thank you.
Take care, and to the listening public, have a great day. Love you as always.
All right. Thanks, BJ.
Triple N. Informative, entertaining, and first. Every hour on the hour.
This is the latest news update as produced by the Northern News Network. Details when I return. Gittins Home and Garden Center, your main pillar for agricultural supplies in Grenada. We supply fertilizers, herbicides, seedlings and nursery supplies, diesel water pumps, walk behind tillers, organic and environmentally friendly agricultural inputs. We're serving